trying to get the new DEEPWOKEN weapons, here's how to find the boss, beat him easily, and get the drops. By the end of this video, you'll be able to farm him over and over without struggling. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is make your way over to Port Merit, located at the top left of the map. Once you get there, you want to get your ship and start sailing towards the waves that come from the Void Sea. If you can't tell what way I'm going, you can see here on my map, I'm going in this direction. And then you just sail. If you turn up your graphics high enough, you can actually see some of the trees on the island. So all you want to do is just sail in that direction. Alright, so as you can see, I've made my way over to the island now. There's not much that you need for the boss fight. As of right now, I'm not sure what the requirements are to start a boss fight. I'm guessing you need Bell for it, because the only slots I've done it on have Bell. So, and I went here on a freshie without Bell and I couldn't do it. I wasn't power 1. But I was power 16 or something like that, and I couldn't fight him. But anyways, here's the boss. This is the... Oh my days, bro. Every mob saw me, bro. Got ganked twice by the lionfishes when I got here. Anyways, so this is the boss arena. This is where you're gonna be fighting, except when you talk to the boss, it's an instance server boss. So when you talk to him and start the boss fight, you get TP'd into a dungeon server, so you can't get ganked, but you can't do it with anyone else either. So anyways, once you get here, you talk to him. I've beaten him before, so that's why the dialogue is like this. He has some other dialogue the first time you talk to him, before you beat him. As you guys can see, I got TP'd into the dungeon now. The boss is very straightforward. It's not a difficult boss. He just punishes you if you panic. Like, the best tips I can give for the boss is keep calm. The more you panic, the harder it's gonna get to parry. One thing that I will also recommend for this fight is get a build with high willpower or at least high sanity, because all of his attacks, according to the wiki, apply insanity, and he has a modified Dread Whisper that also applies insanity. So be real careful if we're going here on a low willpower build. Alright, so let's start the fight. Alright, so when he does this, all you need to do is just hold block. After this though, he likes to do one of the bell down slams like he did. When he reaches up in the air with one of his arms, that's when he does one of the bell down slams. And it's like parry, like almost as soon as you see it. Let's see which one he does here. Okay, that when he does the white telegraph, you need to jump. Jump pretty early, like immediately when you see it. Let's see. Okay, he just did the normal one, but when he stretches both of his arms into the sky, he's gonna do a big one that applies knockdown and has a slightly longer wind up, so keep that in mind. So be careful. Let's see. Okay. Can he do his? That's the Dread Whisper. If you don't, I can get hit by it in a bit. But if you don't, you basically just need to parry it as soon as you, the telegraph comes up. And these slashes, you only need to parry. I think I don't remember how many slashes it is, but I think it's like 8 or 10 slashes, and you only need to parry them first and like the 4th last one, because auto parry frames cover the rest. And that covers all of his first phase moves. By the way, if you run away from him, he's gonna do this attack, and he will just spam it if you just run away from him. And as I said, after that move, he will always do another one of the bell down slams. So either the long one, I mean the big one, or one of the short ones like that. Alright, let's get him into his second phase. And when he does the slashes, after you parry the first time, if you manage to parry the first one, if you manage to parry the first one, you can M1 after, and then just get ready to parry the after your auto parry frames run out. Alright, so when he goes into second phase, he's gonna kneel down or like scream like a Silksong boss. This is the same as the block one, except that you need to parry it. And when he does that one, when he does the skull telegraph, you need to run away from him. Otherwise, it's just unavoidable. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that all of his moves auto grip. So if you get low enough, you're gonna get gripped if you get hit. Alright, let's see if we can do the bell throw, because he has one unparryable attack, except for the jump one. This one, where he throws a giant bell. Just keep calm and dodge when you see it. When you see him throw it. It does massive damage and applies long knockdown. So keep that in mind, be real careful. Here on this one, I like to sneak an M1 like at the start when I have auto parry frames. But otherwise, don't try to M1 because you might miss up a parry, and he does a lot of damage if you get hit by it. He keeps some of the moves. He gets, I think it's 3 new moves. He gets this one. This one is pretty dangerous, so be careful. That one is the most dangerous one by far because it's unavoidable. Stated by the wiki. But he is a very straightforward boss, and as long as you keep calm, you will beat him. It's just run away and then get ready to block because you're in range for his thingy. He's gonna do it. Alright, let's lock in and beat this guy. Okay. I do not have posture for this, bro. Alright, let's not die. That would be embarrassing. I am kind of insane though, so there we go. When he dies, as you guys saw, he dropped me a pluripotent alloy. He also always drops the heavy weapon that you guys saw in the intro. It cannot be equipped on Silent Heart, and it requires 80 heavy to equip. And then he also spawns an additional chest where he can drop the Twin Blade. Unfortunately, I did not get the Twin Blade this time, but I did get some of the armor stuff. He can drop Dormant Splinters. Dormant Splinters are very common to find in his chest. Same with Moon's Eyes and Armor Manifestation. Anyways, I didn't get the Twin Blade, but this is what the Twin Blade looks like. You need 65 medium to equip it, and you can equip it on Silent Heart, I think. This is what all the gear looks like. It looks different if you have it on. This is what it looks like. It has like miniature bells. It looks pretty neat. Anyways, after you beat him, he will spawn the portal like most dungeon bosses will. And when you go through it, it's a bit buggy, but for a moment when you join a new server, he will still be there. And no, you cannot skip to pay an idol. You cannot just talk to him immediately and start the boss fight all over again. I have tried it. As you can see, it doesn't work. What you need to do to respawn him is use an idol of Inshul, and instead of picking one of these, you just say, I seek the reclamation of a late adversary, and then he will be back right here. And that's it. You should now be able to beat the boss and start farming the drops. If this guide helped you out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you want my Silent Heart build that I used in this video, it's in my Discord server, link in bio.